Hello and welcome to this video. Now in this video I'm going to show you how you can create your videos using Talking Photos AI. Okay, so in this tutorial let's go ahead and select create video. It will be located at the top section of the application when you sign in for the very first time, or any time when you're in the application. So select create video. Now as you're on this section of create video, it's going to give you 4 different style types that you can create using Talking Photos AI. So it really comes dependent on, do you want to use this for fun or the sole purpose of what you are looking to create. So if you're using this for the first time, I would ideally just say jump in and create any style, okay, just to get familiar with it and actually enjoy the platform. And then subsequently you can actually gear down and focus on a sole objective you are trying to create using Talking Photos AI. So for this example, let's go ahead and select human video. Now once I select human video, you can see now a new window has appeared. Okay, so within this tab we have 5 different various tabs located at the top, which will allow the aspect ratio, so which kind of device would you like this to appear on. So imagine if you've got normal laptop desktops, YouTube style videos or Vimeo, etc., it will come as a full feature 16:9 video in terms of aspect ratio. Alongside that, if you want to use this more for mobile optimized video viewing, then things like YouTube Shorts, Instagram, TikTok videos, etc., then it will be by 9:16. So depending on the style of aspect ratio that you want to create the video for, simply select and hover across which one, and that's all you would have to do. Now I'll draw your attention down to this little tab here with some text. Okay, so this you can enable and disable. So what this means is that depending on the style of video that you're creating, you can actually enable this to be specific with the application. So Talking Photos AI, you can actually instruct it that, hey, my character will be singing only. So there will be no gestures essentially, and there will be no need for creating any kind of text or text to speech or anything like that, the AI will recognize that this is going to be a singing video. Okay, however, for this I will keep that unchecked. Okay, and next I will go to new character. Now once I select new character, if I now actually, let me go back. So once you've actually created it for the very first time and you've created a character, as we go through this process, now you do have an option. You're probably seeing that it says choose previous character. So if I've created a character previously for a different project or different video, now I actually can come back into this tab here and select the previous character that has been created. So this is great for if I'm creating a storyboard, maybe a continuous video that I want to use that same character. I don't need to go in and create that character again from scratch, and it will be appearing in the very same garments and clothing and hair and just the personalization that I've created. So it will stay locked and I can actually reuse that character without going through this entire process. But for this, let's pretend we are creating a new character for the very first time. So I'm going to go ahead and select create new character. Now we are on the tab of generate character. Now with generate character, it's going to allow us now to first select the gender, whether it's a male or female. Now next, it is asking us to enter a prompt. Now here, what this essentially means is we're instructing to Talking Photos AI, so the AI part of this is what kind of character am I looking to create? Now there is an example you can kind of see here. It says brunette woman, stand straight, hands on your side, age between 20 and 30. So this will give you a general kind of guide of what kind of prompt you're looking to create. Now for this example, when you are creating a prompt, I want you to make sure when you're creating this prompt and you're typing it, like for example, if I wanted to create prompt, I would select create, or I can just type in actually blonde athletic female with smart clothing. Now let's have a look at some of the prompt, okay, because I'm going to extend this, but I want to kind of walk you through some of the processing or the thought behind this. Now I want to make sure I give a nice broad input. So I've got blonde, so I'm kind of looking at obviously the hair color. Athletic, I'm looking at the build of the character I'm trying to build. Now female, I don't need to ideally enter this gender here because we already have it in this drop down. However, one thing to know, if I put male here, whatever I put in this prompt will always override this tab. So for this example, let's just keep it as female, okay? And then I've got smart clothing. Now I can add the age. That's not a problem. I can actually add some kind of input with age. So blonde, athletic female, young, with smart clothing in London City Centre. Now, I'm not going to add any kind of commas. I'm not going to worry about my grammar, okay? So I want you to always remember when you're typing items into this, just avoid using any commas like so, or any dashes or anything like that, or breaks or full stops. You don't need to do that with this, okay? Just keep it as conversational as possible. So very short and sweet. Now, I do have the ability of generating that character straight away. So if I go and select generate, and I will talk about the other tabs that are available to us that were located at the bottom, but I just want to show you straight away that how quickly you can get this out the gate and actually build a character based on, just a minimal input of the character. Now, yes, you can be more specific. You can actually expand on the prompt to get a much better, accurate character that you want to generate. Which you are free to do so, but for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to keep this very clean, very tidy, because I'm going to show you some additional tabs that will actually take a lot of the hard work away from you and make this much more fun and much more enjoyable. So as this is being created, it can take up to 15 seconds for your images to be created, because this image is going to be created from scratch. Okay. It will be completely unique and copyright free. Now, straight away, you can see there is a blonde athletic female that has been created in smart clothing in London city centre. Now, I could add things like, having Big Ben, or maybe a point of interest within the city centre, etc., etc. But I'm not going to do that right now. Now, as soon as that character has been created, I actually have the powerful ability of downloading this as an image. So here you can see this icon now has been illuminated, and I can actually download this as a thumbnail essentially. Okay, I can download this as a graphic, and I can use that graphic anywhere I want, and I could even remove the background. I could actually use this on on my social media platforms, maybe as a thumbnail on YouTube, Vimeo, maybe in an ebook, any kind of media that I so desire. I can actually have that create a character, and I can actually download what has been generated. So this is very, very powerful indeed. So now we've got the function of face swap. So what does this actually do? So with face swap, this will allow you to actually use your own images, or you could use a third-party image from the media library. So imagine whether it's your own image, maybe a friend or family, or maybe even your client if you're doing contracting. So you could actually drag and drop an image of any subject that you want, and what it will do, it will extract the facial features. The AI will check the facial features, and it will actually superimpose that upon the subject that you are creating. So it will model the character that you've dragged and dropped into the face swap section. So you can see you can drag and drop, or you can choose from media library. So this is brilliant. Okay, so this means in the media library, if we go above, so if let me open this in a new tab, so it doesn't take me away from this. So here we have the media library. So this is why it's so important. So if you're working on a particular project, I would always say keep things nice and organized. So say, for example, for this, I can select add folder, and I can create a folder name. So let's say talking photos AI tutorial library. So now I know specifically that this folder, once I select save, has been created specifically for this tutorial. And you can see, look at that. Now if I select it, I can see there are no pieces of media inside. So I can actually assign different folders. Maybe I want one for soundtracks, maybe I want for audio, or maybe I want some for images. Okay, so I can actually then select upload files here, and then I can add that like so. So it's just a great way to keep things nice and organized. Okay, so here you can see you've got music, we've got images, we've got different text to speech, etc., etc. So you got the gist of it, right? So here, let me go and select choose media library, so I can kind of show you. Let's just go and find something random. Let's see if we can find something. There we go. There's actually me in this right now, in this file. So if I come back, do we want a female? Yes, let's have a look and see if we can find a female. No, if we can't find a female, what we can do, let's see. Okay, we've got one here. Okay, if I select here, you can see this female here Now what we're looking is it will extract or swap the faces essentially. Okay, so if I go and select regenerate, let's go ahead and allow it to do its thing, and it can take up to 15 seconds. So this is going to be the subject in question, or the graphic that's already been used, and this image itself was created using Talking Photos AI. Okay, so I haven't had to go over and scour the internet for a copyright-free image. This was something I created, I downloaded, and I can upload it and repurpose the same image. So if I like a facial construction or a graphic, you can see it's taken that face. You can see with the cheekbones, it will model the eyes, the forehead, the lips, and the chin. You can see the indentation there, including the nose. So with the iCloud, it'll match it. You won't be able to see it because it's very it won't be very clear as you're watching the videos, but you can see all those facial constructions have been modeled from this face swap. So very, very intelligent AI that has allowed this to occur. And you can see even the clothing now has changed, and you can see the background of a city centre of the UK that has been created. So now some of the things I also want to draw your attention to. So some of these tabs you've probably seen, you're thinking, what are those? So negative prompt. So a negative prompt essentially is anything that you don't want. So here we saw in this tab here with the input is everything that you do want. So some things that might be negative, such as an example, you might not want somebody that is of a particular age, you know, an old lady with grey hairs, or somebody of a particular size, or maybe a particular city or a country or a place or location. Or build or features, something, anything that you don't want, you can actually enter that there, and the AI will make sure it does not create something based off what you don't want, and it will only focus on what you do want. So that's just there for you if you want to be more specific and you want to make sure it does not create anything that you don't want. Now, the amazing other function of this, you can actually select extend prompt. Now, when you select extend prompt, can you see this? Now, what it's done, it's actually given me a fully in-depth breakdown of this prompt now. So we've got blonde, athletic female, young with smart clothing in bustling London city centre, tall buildings and iconic landmarks. So it's actually going to extend the prompt for me and be so more specific. Now, if I go select regenerate, let's have a look at this extension of this initial prompt. So this will now really break down and go further in creating a more sculpted character for your needs when using Talking Photos AI. So things like, you know, yes, we've got the blonde athletic female with smart clothing, but it's gone to extend it with bustling London city centre. We've got tall buildings, a cobbled street filled with pedestrians, double-decking buses, and clear blue sky with fluffy white clouds bright. So you can see how it's created that character now with all of the things that were mentioned in the background. Now, the reason it's come with this kind of background, it says Banksy Art Station. So you can actually make adjustments, but this is a great way you can actually go in and you can adjust any of this prompt, but it will give you an idea if you do really want to drill down and make a really specific, highly crafted and tailored image that you can actually then go and tweak and resemble and model this prompt. So that's a really powerful feature there. Now, hey, if I don't like this, I can download this if I want, but I can select regenerate. So I can create or regenerate as many times as I want until I get the perfect character with the perfect background that I desire. So huge possibilities. When we talk about huge possibilities, we're talking about endless, unlimited possibilities when it comes to customization, because it just comes about all it really comes down to is the specific prompt that you are going to be creating. Okay, so we'll give this a few moments and then we can see, look, it has now created another version with the London Eye and Big Ben and the red buses, just to give us that location of being the UK. So what I'll do, let's say vibrant colors. Okay, let's remove Banksy. Okay, let's see if there's any cartoony effects. No, let's go ahead and regenerate. So you can see we've already got 2-3 versions already now. We'll give that a few moments and then we'll proceed to the next part of the process of Talking Photos AI. So first of all, we focused on the aspect ratio. We want to make sure that we create a video for the particular device in question. Next, we are looking at generate character. So right now we are generating a female character who's blonde, athletic female with smart clothing in London city centre. So you can see now we remove that Banksy effect, and you can see this is even much more human-like now. Okay, So we can actually tailor make this as much as we want, and you get a similar graphic like this, etc, etc. So next, once we're happy with that, we can actually select next. And now we've got something called generate motion. So now, depending on your story or the intention and purpose behind creating the video, which could be many, we can now assign a motion to the character that we are creating. So this could be actually no hand movements, it could be excited, emphatic gestures, minimal movements, and the list goes on. We've got body shift, showing frustration. So there's real emotions that we can invoke when building out our character. Okay, both hands palm show, up and down, excited, no hand gestures, both hands explaining, fingers crossed. So there's a whole array of different emotions we can evoke. Now, the great thing is you're probably thinking, but I can't really see what they look like. Yes, you can. So you simply go to any of the gestures that you may like, that if you want to review, simply select preview, and then it will play. Okay, so you can kind of see the gestures that are being created, and when you do select it, this is what will be imposed upon your character. Now, one thing I want to make very, very clear is that it does not matter if there's a female here or a male, or whoever the characters are, it will not switch and create this character. Okay, these are just here for preview purposes. Whatever clothing, whatever facial construct, whatever identity, or whatever gender they may be, whatever you select bears no weight, or it will not affect your end result of your character. Okay, so it doesn't matter what you select. These are just for previews of the gestures of our subjects to show you what it will look like. So here you got, look, both hands waving. Here's another one. Okay, and let's go for, you may want absolutely no hand movement. So no hand movement, just somebody there and standing. So I think this is a really good one. So calming gestures or minimal head movements. Let's say no, calmly gesturing. So once I select it, let's go both hands joining and facial expressions. I'll have a look if I'm happy with this. This is great for explaining. Maybe I'm discussing something, call to action, etc, etc. Once I select it, you can see now it is highlighted by the bar around it with the border. Once I'm happy with it, I go to next. And now when I've created that, okay, I've gone through the aspect ratio, generate character, choose motion. Now I must select audio. So I've got three options to choose audio. I can actually import my own audio. Maybe I've got a song. Okay, this is a great place where you can actually add your music track, or maybe you have a audio track that has also got a layer of music that you've created, or maybe a client has given for you to create. Now, what you can do, we've got something called TTS, text to speech. Okay, text to speech is very advanced level, and it will allow you to add any text that you create, and it'll actually then generate that into an audio. Okay, so it's literally write some text and it creates it into speech for you. So you don't need to talk yourself. You don't need to upload any audio if you don't want to. You can actually have Talking Photos do all the heavy lifting for you. Now, the great thing with text to speech is that you can actually have it translated into multiple different languages. And you see a whole list of Afrikaans, Albanian, Arabic, different dialects, from Bangladesh, Chinese, Dutch, English. We've got so many European countries, Asian countries, German, Indonesia, Italy. We've got the Middle East there, Portuguese, Somali, Spanish, Swahili, Tamil. So many different languages, so many different dialects as well. Okay. Now, what I love about this as well is depending on the style of video that you're creating or the purpose of the segment of the video that you're creating, you can actually invoke different styles of emotions. And you'll hear that through playing the voice. So you can actually select the little play button, and it will actually, you can listen in on how that character sounds. So you can determine which character you want to assign to your particular video. Now, some of the subjects or the voices will have or invoke different emotion styles. Okay, so you can see here with Jane, she's got general, angry, cheerful, excited, friendly, hopeful, sad, shouting, terrified, and the list goes on. Now, if I go Ali, let's have a look. She has no emotions there. So Sarah, or anyone that's indicated with emotions, will show you that they have a number of different emotions. So this is great for your style of videos, and depending on your script, if there's a certain emotion you're trying to invoke, you can now do that by having that come across and exude through the style of voice. So you can change the speed of the audio, how quickly you want to sound, and obviously you can change the pitch of the text to speech. Now you can actually change everything, you can customize it, and you can review it and see how it sounds. So say for example for this, let's just say, hey welcome, okay, hey welcome, let's type this, hey welcome to Talking Photos take action today and learn. Okay, I'm just gonna write something very short, but ideally you would write well, depending how big your script is, okay, or if you're not using a script, you would just have your audio or your music. Okay, so once I've done that, once I've added my script, you can see I can add a script in there. I select import speech. Now this is going to be for this demonstration purposes, we're going to have in English. You can see how quick that was. I will then play the audio just to make sure everything's correct, and I can actually hear how it sounds. Now I can actually change the playback speed if I want to make those adjustments. I can. Once I've done that, then I also have the ability, if I don't want to use text to speech, you can actually select voice record. Now voice record is an amazing ability for you to do this directly with your microphone. So if you want to make captivating videos with your own voice and your own storyboard and get your personality across, then that's what you can do using this function of voice recording. So once you've done that, once you recorded some video, it will allow you then to select that, and you will just simply select next. Again, with here import audio, you see I don't need to, because once I've done this, once I select text to speech, import speech, and went next, you can see now it has already selected it for me here. Now once I'm happy with all of these options, I then select next. Now next is going to say render video. So what I always would suggest, just if you're doing this for the very first time, hey, put anything in there as like test 1 2 3, whatever it may be. But if you want to be organized, let's just say Talking Photos AI tutorial part 1. Okay, so let's just imagine for this, if I was doing 3 parts or 5 parts or 10 parts, I do part 1, but you can just assign this any name you want, so you know and you can recognize what it is. Once I go ahead and I'm happy with that, I can actually make sure it's all nice. Yes, okay, great, render video. And that's it. That's all you have to do. So each length of each video you can make up to 5 minutes long. However, when you do create these different components, you can have it up to 5 minutes per video. But when which I will show you later, is merge videos, you can actually max out or go and have a 20-minute video in that. So this may take up to 20 minutes. Typically, it's a lot faster than that. However, once we're happy with that, we can select go to my videos here or there. And once we're there, you can see now it is pending and it is creating that video for me. So what I will do now, I can wait patiently, and then I can return back once this is done.